All right, tell me, which fish first? Sterling showed a strange expression. Do you have to choose a fish? If he wouldn't choose, I would. I raised the fish-killing knife and brought it down heavily on the cutting board. Then let's start with Andrew Chen. The hero, Andrew Chen, was like a direct contrast to Sterling. Now Sterling was so down and out while Andrew was on his way to becoming a billionaire. He was the main driver of Sterling's bankruptcy, and he hadn't stopped his suppression and humiliation even after Sterling went broke. That's why Sterling couldn't find any decent job, and could only go to construction sites every day to move bricks. Sterling's eyes widened, full of disbelief. What? Did you say? What are you going to kill? I paused. Sterling's heart couldn't take any more shock. I smiled at him. Just kidding. Tomorrow, I'll go back to my fish stall and start gutting fish again. We'll spend the money we earn. Sterling buried his head, utterly despondent and lost. Don't comfort me. How many fish can you gut in a day? I'm still burdened with endless debts. I'll only drag you down. Let's get a divorce. You can find someone else to buy you bags, all right? Sterling wasn't wrong. After marrying him, I spent most of my time at luxury counters. I used to be too busy. After retirement, I started my revenge spending, but the person in front of me was too dejected. I felt a pang of pity. Sterling was clearly a golden boy, a man who commanded the commercial empire. Now he was being suppressed to a dead end. What Sterling didn't know was that we both lived in a book. After marrying Sterling, I used his card to buy too many bags at once and accidentally hit my head while moving them. I awakened. It turned out Sterling was the big villain in this book, and I, the fishmonger, was a nobody, a mere extra. No matter how much Sterling struggled, he was destined for failure. He couldn't win. The more he fought, the more he'd be pushed back. This was the villain's fate. I hugged Sterling tightly. Losing isn't your fault. I'll help you flip this table. Sterling's eyes widened. Huh? By gutting. Fish? Is this right? Of course it's right. I don't just gut fish the usual way. I set up my fish stall again. In our line of work, you don't just kill. Someone also needs to clean up the scene. There's a complete process. When I set up my stall, they knew I was back in business, and organized people would contact me to place orders. I was worried that Sterling would jump off the building again if he stayed home alone, so I forcibly brought him along to the stall with me. As soon as he arrived, he inevitably reverted to his business world analysis. Your stall is in the most inconspicuous spot in the market, and your prices are so expensive. Who on earth would come here to buy fish? I sat on my small stool looking perfectly composed. You don't understand. Those who understand will naturally buy. Sterling was now penniless and desperate. Aside from his good physique and handsome face, he had nothing else. Yet standing there, he even attracted a few customers for me. However, these people all left as soon as I told them one fish cost $100,000. A 3-pound carp costs $50 at other places, and you want to sell it for $100,000? Sterling tugged at my sleeve, again looking at me as if I was a mental patient. Do you want to earn money or not? Customers want to buy? Why don't you just sell to them? Sterling's gaze at me was overly strange. There were fewer than 10 fish on the stall, and I wasn't at all anxious to sell them. Grunted a few words. They're buying because of your good looks. If I sold to them, wouldn't that be like selling you? Don't worry, I have my own plan. To keep following the story, head to my homepage for the rest. Don't miss out.